Okay, got it. Hello, everyone. Japan Film Festival Los Angeles 2025. It's 20th anniversary. Oh my God. Thank you very much. And today is the first round of the greeting from the all the short film, short middle lengths and a feature film. Directors, actors get together and talk about their film through the Zoom. And tonight we have like a short film category. And Eva, hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm great, thank you very much. So now she's gonna talk about the movies and introducing and so in that case you guys can see, how the movie is like. So let's start with that. Okay, so it's a speakers. Yes. So hi Eva. So could you please introduce yourself first?
Sure. So my name is Eva, and I'm the director of this film. And then I'm also the writer, but I did so with input from the actors because aside from two lines, a couple of lines, everything is in Japanese, is a language I'm not fluent in. And so I sort of worked with them on that to give an idea of what I wanted to say, but they also had some ideas that weren't part of the like original English that I worked with them on. So I wouldn't want to give myself the sole credit for the writing of the story for sure.
Thank you very much. And now, could you please explain about talking about your movies?
Sure. So the title of the film is called Homura. It's a short film where I worked with some really great skilled Japanese actors who are living in Los Angeles. And it's basically a story about a brother and sister who make a childhood promise to one another. And then we skip forward to the present day in Los Angeles. And it deals with issues of mental health.
Okay, so I have a question like that. Why you make this story? Like, is there any the event inspired you to this story, or like, is there anything?
So for this story, I'd say because I previously knew the actors before we worked on this, and it was sort of something that came together. Um, we had been having a conversation just about people we know who are important to us, about situations we've had, and so what happens in this story is sort of refers to some real life situations, but not necessarily one. So it might be one actor had this happen with a family member, or myself with a friend, and it came together like this. So some of the lines that you see in the movie might have been what is a memory word for word of something that was said. And then, of course, some artistic things that were added in to make it into a film.
Okay, so my question, another question is, I'm sorry, maybe it's a stupid question, but you are not Japanese, but your story is about Japanese people. Why is that? I mean, what makes you, write a story?
So, I mean, I myself love visiting Japan and have an interest in Japanese culture. And then for why this came together in Japanese, I mean, just due to knowing the actors and because one of the actresses was visiting Los Angeles and we wanted to make something together while she was in town. And so I just felt like if she's in town and it's going to be all of these skilled actors who previously know each other, then let's make it in the Japanese language. And but I definitely, as mentioned earlier, I wouldn't have just written a script and told them, "Hey, do this script like this." So it was a team effort.
Gotcha. And another question, because I'm an actor, I'm very curious about how you cast the actors. So can you tell us about the those kind of audition like a process?
So for one of the actors who we found, it was really that the actors knew him and suggested him. There were actually a couple of suggestions, but I really liked his work. Um, and then there are a couple of children who appear, and that can sometimes be harder for a film. And so when they were suggested to me, I also didn't have them audition, but just sort of like met with them and make sure they're comfortable in front of the camera. Um, and so on the day of the filming, like their mother was on set, and they also like knew a couple of the actors to make them more comfortable. So, and just with like brought in a makeup artist who also was Japanese speaking. So, someone who's touching them and their hair and, they feel comfortable. So I wouldn't say it was a typical casting process just because I did have the resources of actors and people in the industry who had really great suggestions.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. And then while or how long does it take did it take to shoot this movie?
So we did it in about a day and a half. So we had a main location that we shot for a full day, and then we had some exteriors in two different locations that was in the second day. So in terms of a short film, I think that's a pretty okay amount of filming. Sometimes things are a lot longer, but the delivery of the acting was so good that we didn't need to do many takes for each of the scenes.
Mm-hmm. So when did you shoot this movie? 2000?
It was before COVID, so this is the first film festival that it's actually screening at. It sort of just went a little unfinished and unsure what to do with it, but I always wanted it to be seen, just due to knowing the actors and what a great job they did in it. So I'm really excited for them and for the project that it gets to be seen at your festival.
Great. Thank you very much for, completing, finishing the, finalize the mood, this film. And could you tell us about what is the kind of very hard part while you are making a movie? Is this on the set or like, I don't know, pre-production, anything just comes at your mind? What is the difficult part of this movie?
I would say one of the things that can be difficult about filming in Los Angeles in particular is the sound, because you might be in a house that's under a flight path because flights into LAX, the airport in Los Angeles, can be disruptive. Um, there is an ice cream truck that goes around my neighborhood every day. Things like that, actually, that you need to pause and wait, and possibly, if the ice cream truck isn't leaving, ask them to please, if they can move along, maybe buy some ice creams from them. So, these sorts of things that you might not think about, like, oh, you're just shooting a movie, but there's just practical things of being at a real location that come up. And just like normal things, the daylight changing and making sure that a scene looks consistent, things like that.
Right, right, right. Wow. Yes, I can tell because there's so many, the police cars or like the firefighters cars or like the helicopters and yeah, there's so many things happening in Los Angeles, especially. Yes. So, and what is your fun part while you're making a movie?
So, I mean, when you have a crew who's all getting along and are interested in making it happen together, and you have actors who are really committed, who are interested, who feel like they have a stake in the story because they were a part of the creative process. Um, like that's what's the most fun to me, when you just know that everyone is involved and in it together.
That's great. Yes. So, and your movie actually, the Homura is not only online from September 1st to 14th, but also you have in-person screening at the Japan Foundation and September, I think it's 11th, it's a Thursday, I believe. And please give the audience your message, as a director. Could you give the message to them?
Sure. So, as a director of Homura, I really hope that everyone who's viewing this, both online and at the theater, will just really enjoy the heartfelt performance of all of the actors, the adults and the children. Both they all just come together, and I just am really excited for you to see what they have created together in this film.
You will you be there? No.
I unfortunately I won't. I sort of live between Hong Kong and LA and might be in New York. So I apologize that I won't be there, but I will be there in spirit.
Uh-huh. Wow, you all over the world. Is there any some new project going on or?
So I have been working on a documentary for a couple of years now that does include a filming segment in Japanese that actually Toshi and Yuki, the main actors from this film, actually helped with some coordination behind the scenes with people who they knew there. So that sort of finishing up the editing on that, um, a little different than this. I really love narrative, but yes, I have been working on a long form doc.
Wow. So we are looking forward to see, your next new project and, on screen. And but anyway, thank you for your time. And we are lucky to have your movies in our film festival. And unfortunately, you are not there, but you said that your spirit is there. So yeah, that's gonna be fun. And please keep on making, those kind of movies, and also the please deliver the good message to the world. Yeah, thought.
Absolutely. No, and I should mention also just I hope that this film will perhaps resonate with people since it does talk about issues with mental health that in some cultures more than others are discussed, especially the caretakers in health situations. Sometimes their well-being goes unnoticed, so that's something that's touched on in this project. So yeah, I hope it can be enjoyed, but also through a thoughtful lens.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much. So
Thank
thank you for
you.
your time,
Thank
and
you.
see you somewhere
Yeah.
around the world.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, so now it's done.
Okay.
So I
Okay.
think now we stop recording right now. Okay,